U.S. allows Ukraine to strike deep into Russian territory with U.S. weapons. The Biden administration has made a notable decision to allow Ukraine to use U.S.-made weapons to strike deep into Russian territory. The move is seen as a major policy reversal by Washington in the protracted war between Russia and Ukraine, Ukraine's long-range strike plan. According to Reuters, Ukraine plans to carry out its first deep strikes into Russian territory in the coming days using ATACMS missiles, a weapon with a range of up to 306 kilometers. However, details of this plan have not been disclosed to ensure the security of military operations. The decision comes after months of Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky calling for support from Washington, especially in allowing the use of U.S. weapons to attack military targets on Russian territory. The move comes 2 months before President-elect Donald Trump takes office on January 20, 2025. Battlefield context. The Biden administration's policy shift comes as Russia gains ground on the battlefield. Moscow has made significant advances in eastern Ukraine and is stepping up its counteroffensive in the Kursk region. Ukraine is in a weak position and needs strong support to maintain control of strategic areas, especially in Kursk. A source familiar with the matter said the use of long-range weapons, such as ATACMS, is primarily intended to help Ukraine slow down Russia's advances in these areas and strengthen its position at the negotiating table if ceasefire talks take place in the near future. International and domestic U.S. reactions. The international response, especially from Russia, remains unclear. However, the Kremlin has previously warned that any move to allow Ukraine to use U.S. weapons to attack Russian territory would be seen as a serious escalation of the conflict. Meanwhile, the White House and the U.S. State Department have declined to comment on the matter. Some U.S. officials have acknowledged that allowing Ukraine to carry out long-range strikes may not change the overall outcome of the war. However, they hope that the move will help Ukraine maintain its fighting capacity amid the current difficult situation and improve Kiev's position at the negotiating table. Since Trump's victory on November 5th, Biden administration officials have repeatedly stressed that they will use the remaining time of their term to ensure Ukraine has the resources it needs, whether to fight effectively in the coming year or to negotiate peace from a position of strength. The future of Trump's policy. A big question now is whether President-elect Donald Trump will continue this policy after taking office. Mr. Trump has long criticized the scale of financial and military aid that the U.S. has provided to Ukraine, saying it is too large and unnecessary. He has also vowed to quickly end the conflict if elected. However, it is unclear what changes Mr. Trump will make to the policy towards Ukraine and Russia. Observers say he could reverse the decision of the Biden administration, but this depends on the actual situation on the ground and domestic and international political pressures. Conclusion. The decision to allow Ukraine to use U.S. weapons to strike deep into Russian territory is a bold move by the Joe Biden administration in the final days of its term. This move could help Ukraine temporarily block Russia's advances and improve its position in future peace negotiations. However, it also carries risks of escalating the conflict, especially from Russia. Meanwhile, the future of this policy under President-elect Donald Trump remains a big unknown, making the Ukraine-Russia conflict more unpredictable than ever.